Let's start inshallah ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahi wahda, wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da, amma ba'd. Apologies for 10 minutes delay. Just got stuck on the traffic and then just reached home, so apologies for that. Okay, so we've been talking about noun and its types. And we're looking at noun from 4 different angles. One of them is whether the noun is marifa or nakira. And we have about 7 types or subtypes of marifa. Marifa means something which is identified. You know specifically who you are talking about, what you're talking about. Could be thing, could be place, could be whatever, who you are referring to. That should be clear in your mind. So a name, proper noun, is given to an individual and that belongs to that particular individual. You may have similar name, so many Muhammad, so many Anwar, so many Khalid, so many Hamid. It doesn't matter. That Khalid, who you know as Khalid, son of so and so, is that Khalid. Other Khalid is different one. So it all goes with the specific name given to an individual. And in your mind, it is very clear who you are referring to. So this is ma'rifah, alam. Likewise, when you refer to that same person with pronoun, he, you know specifically and exactly who you are talking about. And likewise, there are many similar 7 subtypes. So, for example, mu'arraf bil-lam, something which was nakira, you made it into mu'arifa. And nakira has 2 types, that and sifa. Okay, you can make that into marifa by adding al. This is what we call mu'arraf bil-lam. So that's one aspect, looking at from form side of things. What form does it take, marifa or nakira? And it may be gender as well, mudhakkar or muannas. Then you look at their number, wahid, tathniya or jama, and then you look at their declension. And when you put them together, they can become a compound. And the compound could be complete or incomplete. When it's complete, it gives you complete sense, complete meaning, and you stop that. You can full stop there when it's written. And the listener wouldn't need to ask what next. For example, if I say the book of the man, then yes, what about that book? Say go on. So you expect the listener would want you to continue to complete the sense about that. So that is incomplete compound. A beautiful house. Yeah, that's a beautiful house means what? What do you want to say about the beautiful house? This is a beautiful house. That's a complete sentence. But just the beautiful house, a beautiful house, that's not complete. That's incomplete. There has to be something before or after it just to qualify that. So incomplete is, there are several subtypes: murakkab tawsifi, murakkab idafi, murakkab adadi, ishari, jari. We'll cover that. And when it's complete, it is called jumla. And jumla is of 2 types: jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya, which we will tackle again. When it comes to incomplete, you have murakkab tawsifi, which is first part and the second part. The first part is called mawsuf, second part is called sifa. Mawsuf, sifa. So the one being described and the description. And they correspond to each other in all 4 respects, except for one condition, and there's one exception, so to say, which is that if the mawsuf is jama ghair aqil. Jama ghair aqil is the plural of an unintelligent being. Anything which is other than human being, jinn, and angels are called unintelligent being. So a plural of that, a collection of that, is considered as a jama'ah. So they lose their individuality and they becomes a group. And that group is then given a wahid mu'annas, singular feminine status, because the jama'ah group in Arabic is called jama'atun. Jama'atun, jama'ah is a feminine singular. They clump together. With regards to gender, when you look at gender, every word by default is considered to be a masculine word unless there is a reason for it to be a feminine. Either there are some attributes or some names which are specific to women, or There are outward signs which are either rounded ta at the end, which is a sign of a muannas, although some masculine or male names may have it, male attribute may have it, but even then the word itself or the word that has that rounded ta at the end will be a feminine word. So that's a feminine, for example, Usama, Muawiyah, Hamza. They have rounded ta at the end. So the word itself is feminine, although it is a name of a masculine person. We know that from historical facts. Then that is a male name. It's not a female name, it's a male name, yet the word itself as a word is a feminine word. So ta mudawwara, ta marbuta. Or you can have alif maksura at the end, shorten alif, uzma, salma. Or you can have alif mamduda, the elongated alif, alif with hamza after that. Zahra, Sahara. And any body parts which are in pairs, yadun, rijlun, ainun, anf is singular, nose. So you don't have that as a feminine. And the countries and cities and tribes name, Misr. Country names are considered feminine in English language as well. And then certain sima'i, which is what Arabs use it as. The way Arab tackle it, they use a feminine attribute to these words like nafs. So they would say an-nafsul mutma'inna. They would say an-nafsul lawwama, an-nafsul ammara. And this is all in the Quran, all three attributes. So you know the nafs, because of the attribute next to it, is feminine. It has to be feminine as well. Because mawsuf sifa, nafs you are describing with a feminine attribute means they correspond to each other in all four respects, gender as well. So don't think that nafs is unintelligent being, the word itself is unintelligent being, maybe that's, no, but this is not plural though, this is singular. Shams, sun. Sun is feminine because Arab use it as such. Okay. Nar, dar. There are many harb, there are many words like that. And it's in your book, Arabic Tutor. And when it gives complete sense, it is called a sentence. A sentence is of two types, jumla fi'liya, jumla ismiya. Jumla fi'liya when it starts off with a fi'l, which is verb. And jumla ismiya when it starts off with a noun, ism. And two parts of jumla ismiya is mubtada, khabar, subject and predicate. Subject, which is mubtada, is ma'rifa. Khabar is nakira generally, although there are exceptions to that. Okay, oh, there's some translation. Is the boy standing? No, he is sitting. Go on, how would you translate that? Is the boy standing? So how do you make it? Is MR auxiliary verbs? You use a or hal. And the boy is mubtada. So halil waladu, al waladu, mubtada, which is ma'rifa. So al waladu and hal at the beginning is for is. And standing, qaim. So nakira, because khabar is nakira. Halil waladu qa'imun, is the boy standing? La, no. Huwa, you remember that Gardan? Do you remember that paradigm of huwa, huma, hum? He. Huwa jalisun. No, la. Huwa jalisun. Or bal huwa jalisun. No, rather he is sitting. Or but he is sitting. You can use whichever. Is the girl sitting? No, she is standing. Hal, again at the beginning. But what is mubtada here? Al bintu. Why al? Because mubtada is ma'rifa. Halil bintu. Hal bintu. Hal al bintu. You combine together, it becomes halil bintu. Jalisatun. Why? Because bint is muannas. So jalisun becomes muannas. You have to correspond these things with each other. Halil bintu jalisatun. When you stop at that, you would say Halil bintu jalisa. And the answer would be La. Hiya qa'ima. So qa'imun becomes qa'ima because that's a muannas word, feminine. Are the two boys present? Again, the two boys is tathniya, dual form, and it is marifa because this is the, and also it is mubtada. Mubtada must be marifa anyway. So everything support the fact that you should have al on that tathniya. Boy is called walad, and tathniya of that would be waladani. And you want to make it marifa, you would add al. So al waladani. And hal should come at the beginning. Why? Because you're asking. So when you ask question, is MR question, then you bring that auxiliary verb outside. In English, are, is, am. In Arabic, you just use hal or a. And it's better to use hal when the next mubtada has al on it to combine it better. So halil waladani, present, hadir. But we're talking about two and mudhakkar two. So you would say hadirani. Halil waladani hadiran. Are the two boys present? Naam. Huma. Huma hadiran. Yes, they are present. Hum, huma, huwa, huma, hum. Hum is for tathniya. You can say mawjood as well. Mawjoodan. That's right word as well. Are the two girls honest? Now, bint is the girl. And two of them, bintani. Ani, aini, aini. Marfu status, ani. And why are we using marfu? Because this is mubtada. Mubtada is marfu generally, unless there's another factor to change it. The two girls, so the two girls, al bintani. And you want to say are the two girls. So you would say halil bintani. Hal comes at the beginning. Halil bintani. And honest is sadiq. For muannas, sadiqah. For two of them, sadiqatani. Halil bintani sadiqatan. Are the two girls honest? Naam. Huma, again, two for two, you have tathniya, dual form, which is huma. Huma sadiqatan. Are the women truthful? Now, women is plural. So, plural of, so what is wahid for women? Imra'ah. And plural is nisa. It is completely jama mukassar, completely different word for plural. So you say an-nisa. Why? This is proper noun. Sorry, this is a definite noun. So with al. So al, and with nisa, it is shamsi. So an-nisa, an-nisa, and hal comes at the beginning. Halin nisa'u, truthful. Same, honest and truthful have similar meaning. So صادقات, plural. صادقات. هل النساء صادقات نكرة? Because خبر is نكرة. Yes, نعم. هن, هو هما هم, هي هما, هن, they are. هن صادقات. Is the teacher absent? No, the teacher is present. Teacher is الأستاذ. The الأستاذ. هل الأستاذ غائب؟ غائب؟ لا. الأستاذ حاضر. حاضر. Are they carpenters? Ahum. You can use a as well because there is no al there. So you can say ahum, hum. Hum is the mubtada and this is marifa. Why hum is marifa, by the way? Because this is a pronoun and pronoun is a type of marifa. So ahum. So since there's no al on that, so you can say al-hum. You don't have to say hal-hum. You can say hal-hum. It's fine as well. But you can use a as well. So let's for change use a. Ahum, are they carpenters? Carpenter is najjar for singular. You do not put al there. You would just say nakirah because this is khabar. Hal hum or ahum najjarun. Una ina. Mudhakkar salim. Najjarun. Ahum najjarun. La. Bal hum. Rather they are. Or but they are. Or they are. Hum tailor. Tailor is خياطون. خيط, خياط, the one who uses the thread. خيط is thread. Okay. No. هم خياطون. Is that Yusuf? أهو. Rather, that you can say أهو. Is he Yusuf? Or is that Yusuf? أهذا. Rather, أذلك or هل ذلك. You can use any of that. Depending on, are you pointing to the person or you referring to him? Because that in English is used for indicative pronoun and as well as general pronoun. So as if to mean he, or you could mean that person. So you can see, is that Yusuf? أذلك يوسف؟ نعم ذلك يوسف. Are you Mahmoud? أأنت محمود؟ No. لا. أنا حامد. Is the house old? The house is البيت. هل البيت old? قديم. هل البيت قديم؟ لا. البيت جديد. جديد. جديد when you stop there. Okay. Okay, fine. So you have to put a suitable subject there. So subject would be mubtada, and it has to be a ma'rifa. Okay, ma'rifa, any of the 7 categories of ma'rifa would do. Okay, and make sure that we get them in ma'rifa state and marfu state, which we haven't covered yet from declension, but remember that. Okay. Salihatun, who are pious? Somebody is pious. Salihat. Is salihatun mudhakkar or muannas? Muannas. Obviously, it's nakira without al. But is it wahid, tasniya, or jama? Jama. So muannas, jama, which means you have to bring something that would be referring to female and a group of female. So either you would say it has to be plural, yes. Al-banatu with al, because it has to be ma'rifa. Al-banatu salihatun. Al-nisa'u salihatun. Al-ustadhatu. Al-muallimatu. Hunna. You can even bring pronoun. They are hunna. Okay. Masruratan. Masroor. Masroor is happy. Someone who's happy has surur. And masruratun is muannas. And masruratani tathniya. So 2 happy women, girls, anything which is female. Masruratan. So you have to bring 2 muannas, and it must be ma'rifa as well, because mubtada is ma'rifa. Al-bintani masruratan. The 2 girls are happy. Wasikhatun. Wasikhatun. Wasikha means something which is feminine, because ta suggests feminine, and it is singular. Wasikhatun. So feminine singular, and it is nakira, so it is khabar. This is fine. So what would you put as a mubtada? Wasikhatun. Wasikha means unclean, untidy, dirty. Al-yadu wasikhatun. The hand is dirty. Or you can bring about a jama ghair aqil. Then it will be wahid muannas. Okay. Al-thiyabu. The clothes are wasikhatun. See, you do not need to bring jama and, for the jama ghair aqil. Rather, singular or mufrad would suffice. Ta'ibun. تعبون means something is, so someone is tired. So الرجال تعبون, the men are tired. الطلاب تعبون, the students are tired. متزوجات, female, married, plural. Okay, married female, women. المعلمات متزوجات, the teachers are married. مكرم, someone who is honored, who's been respected. So this is how it goes. You look at the form, you try to figure out what would fit here. You just try and see. العمال تعبون, for example. نساء متزوجة. الضيف مكرم. The ضيف is the guest. The guest is honored. الهرة صغيرة. The cat is small, little. البنات جاهلات. The daughters are, the girls are ignorant. الولدان ضاحكان. The two boys are laughing, smiling. الماء حار. The water is hot. So this is how you do. Okay. Then we covered genitive of possession, which is murakkab idafi. Mudaf cannot have tanween or al. Mudaf ilayh is always in majroor state. Nothing can interpose between mudaf and mudaf ilayh. And if you want to put a sifa of mudaf, you must bring it after mudaf ilayh, not in between them. And there can be more than one mudaf and mudaf ilayh. It goes on and on, however long you want to keep it. Okay, my sister is Zayd's wife. My sister is Zayd's wife. My sister, mudaf mudaf ilayh. Okay, sister of me. Okay, my sister. Ukhti, ukhtun, and mudaf doesn't take tanween, and it is now connected to me. So ukhti, mudaf mudaf ilayh, again, Zayd's wife. Zawjatu Zaydin. Ukhti, zawjatu Zaydin. Now, is ukhti marifa? Mubtada should be marifa. Yes, it is marifa. Why ukhti is marifa? There is no al on it. Yes, because it cannot take al as it is a mudaf. So how does it become marifa? Because it is mudaf to marifa. Ya at the end, ukhti, that ya is ya mutakallim. That's a pronoun for the first person, me, mine. And you know pronoun is a type of marifa. So ukhti, my sister, is Zayd's wife. Zawjatu Zaydin, mudaf mudaf ilayh. Zaydin is majroor. This is Allah's she camel. هذه ناقة الله. ناقة is she camel and mudaf mudaf ilayh. Allahi, ناقة الله. Khalid's watch is broken. ساعة, ساعة, ساعة mean watch. ساعة خالد. ساعة خالد. مضاف إلى معرفة becomes معرفة. ساعة خالد. Broken. ساعة is مؤنث. مكسورة. مكسور, the one which is broken. But for feminine, ساعة is feminine, so you would say مكسورة. Cleanliness is part of faith. الطهور شطر الإيمان, مضاف مضاف إليه. الطهور شطر الإيمان. Shatr means half, shatr means part of something as well. Hassan's children are good. أولاد حسن. أولاد حسن. Hassan's children are good. صالحون. The prices of books are high. Price is actually سعر. So you can say أسعار, the plural of that. Books is أسعار الكتب. مرتفعة. أسعار is plural. And this is price is جمع غير عاقل. So high is murtafi'. You would bring murtafi'atun wahid muannas. So murtafi'atun. So this is how you work out to construct these. Okay. Mubtada, khabar, mudaf, mudaf ilayh. See, not everything is mudaf, mudaf ilayh, but there could be many mudaf ilayh. Okay. Sometimes the mubtada, sometimes the khabar. An-nadhafatu, at-tahuru or al-nadhafatu. Nadhafa is cleanliness. Tahur is more purification. Shu'batul iman, at-tahuru, an-nadhafatu, an-nadhafatu, shu'batul iman. Okay. Yawm al-qiyamati qareebun. The day of judgment is qareeb. Hujratul talibi nadhifatun. The room of the student is clean. Lawnu sayyarati aswadu. The color of the car is aswad, black. So lawn, so we are talking about lawn, the color is black, not sayyara. If you wanted to say the car is black, then you would say as-sayyaratu sawda'u, because muannas of aswad is sawda. You have to bring feminine form there. Okay, we're talking about lawn here. Okay, so this is what the number would do. So you would have wahid, which normally is represented with tanween, shajarun. Tathniya ani aini, shajarani, shajaraini, shajaraini. Jama mukassar tanween, ashjarun, ashjaran, ashjarin. Jama salim, talibatun, talibatin, taliban. Jama salim is like this, and talibuna, talibina, talibina. Okay, mudhakkar salim. The tanween of singular, broken plural, and sound feminine plural are dropped if they become mudaf. You know it. Qalamun al-waladu, what would you say? Because it does not take tanween mudaf, so you would say qalamul waladi, as opposed to kutubun at-tullabi, you would say kutubut tullabi. Tanween grows down. Sayyaratun ar-rijali, sayyaratur rijali. Okay, that's easy. Likewise, the noon of dual and sound masculine plural is dropped if they become mudaf, because they are counterpart of tanween. Tanween means to make something into noon, change something into noon. So ba with tanween is bun, ban, bin. See the sound right at the end. This is ban is actually noon at the end, noon sakina, which is same as noon, noon sakina, which you get in dual form and in your plural form. So you would say ani, aini, that's an, noon. That noon gets elided as well. You drop it when you make it mudaf, as you would do when you make it mudaf. The tanween, the dhamma here goes off. You leave with one noon, one meme with dhamma. So qalamun becomes qalamu, and then you combine with the next one, qalamul waladi. Likewise, this is for singular. For tathniya, you drop that noon. So aina ni, ainani means two eyes of the boy. Ainanil waladi, two eyes of the boy. So what you would do, you would drop that noon when you make it mudaf. So you say aina al waladi, aina al waladi. Likewise, yadani abi lahabin, abi lahab, abu lahab's two hand. So yada abi lahab, you drop that noon. Yatabbat yada abi lahabin. Yada is mudaf, abi is mudaf ilay, that's why it's majroor, and lahabin is mudaf ilay as well of abi. So yada is mudaf, abi is mudaf ilay. Then abi is again mudaf to lahabin, and lahabin is mudaf ilay. That's why this is majroor. Abi is majroor because it is mudaf ilay of yada, and lahabin is majroor as it is the majroor or mudaf ilay of abi. So you drop that noon and they continue to be majroor. Yada abi. Muslimuna Pakistan. Muslims of Pakistan. So you say Muslimu Pakistan. Muslimu, you drop that noon. It goes off. That noon is a sign of tasniya. You drop it and it is equivalent to your tanween. As you drop tanween, you drop this noon as well. Okay. Al-Miftahu, the key. Al-Babi, the house, the door, sorry. Al-Miftahu, Al-Bab, Bab is the door. Then you bring about a sifa of that, okay, and then bring about a khabar. So make them into mubtada and khabar after bringing a sifa and then bringing a khabar as well. So this is mawsoof together. Miftahul babi. So what would you do? This is mudaf. This is mudaf because this cannot be khabar and mawsoof sifa to each other. The key of the door, miftah. Can miftah take or continue to take al when it is mudaf? No. So you have to say miftahul babi, mudaf mudaf ilayh, mudaf mudaf ilayh, miftahul babi, and bring a sifa of either miftah or bab. If you wanted to say the large key of the door, the new key of the door, or you can say the key of the huge door, big door. You can use any of those. So either bring a sifa of miftah or of bab, and that will come here. So I'm just showing you, just to keep it quick. Al miftahu al babi. You what would you would do? Al kabir. Either the miftah is kabir or the bab is kabir. The big key of the door or the key of the big door is broken. So you brought a khabar there as well. And when you put them together, it becomes like this. Miftahul babi al-kabiri. The key of the big door, mawsoof sifa, the big door is maksurun, is broken, is broken. So all of that together, miftahul babi mudaf mudaf ilayh. Al-kabiri is the sifa of al-babi, so mawsoof sifa. So mawsoof sifa together becomes mudaf ilay of miftah, and mudaf mudaf ilay together becomes mubtada, subject. The key of the big door, what? You have to say something about that. Maksurun is broken. So that's khabar. Information about that. Predicate. And this is musbat jumla, the jumla with some affirmation, some positive sense. They're saying something. Al-ghilafu, al-kitabu, al-jadidu, jamil. So all this needs to be a mubtada. So if you want to make it mubtada, you have to drop that al. So you would say ghilaful kitabi, the cover of the book. Al-jadidi, if you wanted to say al-jadidi, it would be the sifa of al-kitabi because they are sharing the declension, the state. Or you can say al-jadidu, the new cover of the book. So ghilaful kitabi al-jadidu, the new covering or cover of the book is jamilun, is nice. So together it becomes mubtada, and then this is your khabar nakira. Awraq, al-awraq, al-shajar, al-tawil, saqita. How would you say that? So the leaves, the tree, the tall, fallen down. So you would say أوراق الشجر مضاف مضاف إليه. الطويل or الطويل. If you say الطويل, that would be wrong. Why? Because this الطويل, if it refers to أوراق, أوراق is the plural and جمع غير عاقل. Okay, you have to make it الطويلة. That would have been fine, but this is singular. It can only go with shajar. So you can't say at-tawilu to refer to al-awraq, the big or the tall leaves, the big leaves. Rather, it's a tall tree. Awraqu shajari at-tawili saqitatun are fallen down. Al-thawb, al-bin, al-saghir, thamin. This is nakira. All the rest are marifa. Obviously, this would be marifa even if you make it mudaf, because mudaf does not take al, yet it remains marifa. Mudaf ila marifa. Al-bint. Thawbul binti, the cloth of, the dress of the girl. As-saghiri or as-saghiru. As-saghiri, as-saghiru. If you wanted to say as-saghiri, then you're referring to this short, being small, to girl. And girl is a feminine word, so you can't say as-saghiri. It should be as-saghiru. الصغير, because girl is feminine. So the girl is feminine. So there's a typo there, mistake. It should be, or you can say صغيرة, then it would refer, this sifat would refer to bintu. ثوب البنت الصغير. The ثمين is expensive. Okay. The cloth of the small cloth of the daughter or the girl is expensive. اليد الطفل اليسرى مفلوجة. يد the hand. الطفل the child. اليسرى the left. مفلوجة is paralyzed. So يد الطفل the hand of the boy, the young boy, young child. Yusra left. So obviously there's no such thing as left child, and even if there was, Yusra is feminine of Yusra, so you, because of alif maksura at the end, it must go with yad. Yad is paired, organ of the body, hence it is feminine. That's why Yusra, yadul Yusra. Okay, yadul tifli al Yusra. The left hand of the boy is maflujatun, is paralyzed. اللحم الطير المشوي لذيذ. Meat, bird, roasted, fried, مشوي. لذيذ, tasty. So لحم الطير مضاف مضاف إليه, so you have to drop that. اللحم الطير المشوي. Okay, the meat which is fried, not the bird. Okay, the bird's meat is fried. لذيذ, لحم is مذكر, that's why لذيذ. لحم الطير المشوي لذيذ. This is how it goes. This is all. حول إلى الجملة المثبتة مثبتة. So change it into a positive sentence, and then you can change it into manfi likewise. Make it no, it is not. Whatever you said yes here, make it into negative, which is your homework. It's easy. Then make it into a question. How would you make it into a question? Okay, or hell, whatever you want to. Okay, and then remember these, Gardan, they're extremely important. This, okay. مضارع is actually عين. I want to correct, but there's something there. Okay, let's say فرح. فرح يفرح. فرح means to be happy. فرح فرحا فرحوا فرحت فرحتا فرحنا. فرحت فرحتما فرحتم فرحتي فرحتما فرحتن فرحت فرحنا. أن يفرح يفرحان يفرحون تفرح تفرحان يفرحن تفرح تفرحان تفرحون تفرحين تفرحان تفرحن أفرح نفرح. I become happy, I get happy, I am happy. So فرح يفرح. This is how it goes. And then later means I wish. ليته. So كأنه becomes ليته. ليتهما ليتهم ليتها. And you must have heard about this Quranic ayah or memorized it. ليتني. يا ليتني كنت ترابا. ليتني. So later goes with these ضمائر and they become ليتهما ليتهم, whatever. Okay. So learn those paradigms inshallah ta'ala. And fi is harf jar. It gives majroor state to the dhamair. So minhu becomes fihi. Fihi with kasra goes kasra. So it's easy to say fihi as opposed to minhu. This is how Arab use. Why they say minhu, not minhi? It should be minhi ideally, because mudaf ilayhi, which is who, is majroor. With harf jar, it should be majroor as well. So it should be minhi, but they don't like it. They say easy to say minhu. Why? This is their language. Whatever they want to say. It's like our, Leicester is Leicester. Southwark is Southwark. That's our language. Okay. Baytun, who. So huwa becomes who. Kitabuhu baytuhu, his house. Baytuhu mudaf mudaf ilayh. Baytuhu Ism and pronoun next to it is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Baytuhu, his house. Baytuhuma, house of those two men. Baytuhum, house of those all men. That's how it goes. Baytuka, like kitabuka. So this is how it goes. Kitabi, bayti, my house. Kitabuna, my book. Baytuna, my house. Our house. Baytuna. Okay, let's leave it there, inshallah ta'ala. Just do a couple of minutes on the other books. We've been a bit late today. الضابط يفحص جواز السفر. ضابط, the officer is يفحص, assessing, checking, جواز السفر, the passport, the license to travel. جواز السفر, that's why جواز السفر مضاف مضاف إليه. الرجل يصعد على السلم. على السلم, على حرف جر makes it سلمي مجرور. The man is climbing the stairs. الرجل يقرأ تذكرة السفر مضاف مضاف إليه. The man is reading the ticket of travel, means tickets. Okay. Just writing and practicing. Okay. حديقة الحيوانات, zoo. The garden of animals means zoo. Timsah. Timsah, easy. You can look at the picture and know. Croc. Thu'ban, a python, snake. Asad. Asad, lion. Shibl, cub, lions or cheetahs, baby. Feel, elephant. Zarafa, giraffe. Khirtit, rhino. Dhi'b, wolf. Dub, bear. Tha'lab, fox. Namir, tiger. Himar, donkey. Hisan, horse. يقول فرس, hisan. خيل. قرد, monkey. كلب, dog. جمل, camel. فار, mouse. بقرة, cow. غزال, gazelle or deer. قط, actually قط, not قط. قط, قط. هرة, هر as well, cat. ظل, shadow. Leave that there, inshallah ta'ala. رؤيا الملك. رؤيا مضاف, الملكي مضاف إليه. The dream of the king. رؤيا is ألف ممدودة. رؤيا, رؤيا. Okay. It's a مؤنث word, feminine word. ورأى ملك مصر رؤيا عجيبة. This is how you know رؤيا is مؤنث. عجيبة, strange dream. The king of Misr, the king of Egypt, saw a strange dream. Strange dream is موصوف صفة. رأى في المنام 7 بقرات سمان. He saw in his dream, in his sleep, 7 fat cows. سمان. ويأكل هذه البقرات, and these cows are eating 7 بقرات عجاف, 7 slim cows. ورأى الملك, and the king saw 7 سنبلات, 7, you know what you call these, the cotyledons that come out from a seed, and from the corn you get those 7, there's a term for that, I can't remember, but anyway, when it comes out, so with one corn you get 7 of them out, and each of them would have, you know, several different corns, or in case of wheat you have that, and they're called sumbul in Arabic. So 7 of those, and they're green. He saw them green, and 7 of them dried. Means the first lot was fresh, second lot was dry. تعجب الملك من هذه الرؤيا العجيبة. The king got astonished by this strange dream. وسأل جلساءه, and he asked his companions. Julasa is plural of jalis, those who are sitting next to you in the company, in the court. So he asked them an ta'wil al-ru'ya, about the dream interpretation, about the dream's interpretation. قالوا, they said, هذا ليس بشيء, this is nothing. النائم يرى أشياء كثيرة لا حقيقة لها. The sleeping person sees many things. أشياء is plural of شيء. جمع غير عاقل, that's why كثيرة is a singular feminine. They say many things لا حقيقة لها, there's no reality of that. ولكن قال الساقي, but the saqi, the one who gives drink or wine or juice to the king, he said لا, no, بل أخبركم, rather I will tell you بتأويل هذه الرؤيا, the interpretation of this dream. وذهب الساقي إلى السجن, and this man, he went to the prison. وسأل يوسف, and he asked Yusuf alayhi salam عن تأويل رؤيا الملك, about the interpretation of the king's dream. كان يوسف جوادا كريما مشفقا على خلق الله. Yusuf alayhi salam was generous, very honorable, very compassionate. على خلق الله, he was kind on the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فأخبره بالتأويل, so he told them about the interpretation. وكان يوسف جوادا كريما لا يعرف البخل, لا يعرف البخل. Yusuf alayhi salam was generous and compassionate, merciful. He didn't know stinginess. فأخبر يوسف بالتأويل ودل على التأبير ودل على التدبير. Yusuf alayhi salam told them the interpretation and advised them on how to go about it, how to work to sort the problem out, which the king saw in the dream. قال, and he said, تزرعون سبع سنين, that you will harvest for 7 years. واتركوا, so leave ما حصدتم, from whatever you reap after the harvest, after the crop. So you just keep في سنبله, in its covering. You know, the wheat is covered with the small coverings. So leave that in them, except for the one that you want to eat. إلا قليلا مما تأكلون, except for that little that you needed to eat. Only take those wheat out, rather than getting every bit of wheat out from its covering and then, you know, store it and use it, because it would run out very quickly. You just take as you go. Some of that take out, eat it, and leave the majority so that you do not go hungry. ويكون بعد ذلك قحط عام, because after that there will be a widespread قحط, famine. تأكلون فيه ما خزنتم إلا قليلا, and you will eat what you have saved, except for a little. Even from that, keep some saved, so that you can use that to sow again, to plant them again when the season is ripe again and good again. ويطول هذا القحط إلى 7 سنين, this famine prolonged for 7 years. وبعد ذلك يأتي النصر, and after that will come the nusra, the help. ويخصب الناس, and people will then grow, and then they would have plenty of green stuff. وذهب الساقي وذهب الساقي, the man, the one who gave the drink, went. وأخبر الملك, and he informed the king بتأويل رؤياه, of the dream's interpretation, his dream's interpretation. Inshallah, we leave it there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.